بالسلام. ظهر رسالة تسامح والتعايش السلمي بيجيك من آي راديو هناك في جنوب السودان.
This is a message of peace. We all are South Sudanese. It does not matter where anyone comes from. We need to respect each other and support each other because we are one. We all are human beings. As South Sudanese, we deserve to coexist peacefully, tolerate one another, reconcile all our differences, and live peacefully. This is a message of tolerance and peaceful coexistence brought to you by iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
Hello and welcome to the Sundown show on iRadio with me, Madrama James. Today is that's Friday, the 1st of August 2025, and I would like to wish you a happy new month. This program comes to you Monday to Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. for a comprehensive look at the daily events, the latest information, in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and exciting surprises. To be part of the show, call us on 0911-22986-986, and for us a text message on 091-3986-986. If you can't access the radio, we are also on Facebook, X to YouTube, and more. You can also stream this broadcast live by logging to our website at www.iradio.org. And tonight we begin with an important conversation about young women in politics. The Friedrich Ebert Steam Fund, South Sudan, also known as EFE, that's FES, in partnership with Madrama Circuit Village, a feminist organization, has been working to raise civic voices through a project called Banat fi Siasa. The project, meaning girls in politics, the project trained and supported 48 young women across the country in WOW to read and Malakal to strengthen their leadership skills and to take active roles in politics, civil society, youth groups, and community leadership as well. To mark the success of the program, 12 young women recently came in Juba to reflect on their journeys and share their ideas on how to improve women participation in politics. They were joined by leaders from political parties, government, donors, and other institutions. And tonight, we are lucky to have some of these powerful voices in the studio with me right here. Joining me, that's Jackie Aparo, the team lead at Madrama Circuit Village, the group that helped run this important project. Beside that, we have Iromo Rita, deputy chairperson of the Eastern Equatoria State Youth Union and member of political party. Fatuma Hassan, a young women politician from Raja County, and Martha, all are on board with me in the studio right here. Welcome and good to have all of you. Now let me start with Jackie. Could you briefly tell us about the objective and that's the project overview? Welcome.
Thank you so much. As you've heard, my name is Jackie Ben. I am the team lead at Madrama Circuit Village. So for the last 3 months, we have been implementing activity as third party to face. And it's for women in politics. We call it the Banat fi Siasa, like young women in politics. So the objective of this activity under the project for FACE, that is raising the civil voices, is to foster intergenerational conversation among young women in the 3 states, that is Malakal, Upper Nile, WOW, Western Bahr el Ghazal, and Torit in Eastern Equatoria State. And then the other objective of this Banat fi Siasa training is to also increase self-awareness and self-understanding for young women. We know young women go through a lot, and at some point participations in politics and any other leadership journey needs individuals to understand themselves fully. So it's also meant to increase their level of self-awareness, to understand their different identities that shape their leadership roles. Yeah, so those are the major objectives. So the intention of this Banat CSR training was to bring 45 young women in the 3 states, 15 per each, but because of our excellency in performance, we also went over objective. That is how we ended up with 48 young women. So now here in Juba, we brought representatives to have a panel discussion that we just finished, and getting to the studio, we were at Palm Africa. So we brought 4 young women from each of the states, a total of 12 young women from the states, the 3 states, like I mentioned earlier. Also, to deeper understand and interact among themselves. Women from Upper Nile, some of them have never met in such a beautiful platform with women from Wow, for example, from Torrid. So we created this space also for them to network and learn from the other experience of, their political aspirations. So the experience for me, because as a team lead and also as a facilitator, I've been moving in all the 3 states during the trainings, and there were a lot of experiences that I've experienced at personal level. One of the highlights is the intersecting identities that shape women leadership. Across all the 3 states, women shares experiences where their overlapping identities is being used against them in their participation in politics. For example, an identity can be, I am a single mother, and then I am maybe a woman with disability. Maybe I am, a young woman for that sake. So these are different identities that intersect in one, and then sometimes they also share frustration of how they struggle to journey in political spaces, because some of these political parties meetings happens in the night, and then you will find that the cultural norms now comes in, the negative cultural norms, the perception of women not getting exposed, going out, and yet these decisions meeting for decision making happen in the night. And I am very passionate about politics now that I am a woman, because I also know these young women also have other young men in the political spaces, but it's allowed for the young men to attend these meetings in the night. So they will share more, but these are some of the highlights that we are seeing. There are limited opportunities for women to have these kind of platforms where they can exercise, learn. So they also need to have more intergenerational conversation, so that the young women in politics aspirations can also learn from the elderly women in politics, for example, what has worked, what has never worked, and also realizing the gap that can be filled. So the intention of the project is really to raise awareness for the young women, how they can become more self-understanding, realize their worth, and also, see the contributions of other women and how they can shape the narrative differently given the current situations that we have in the country, and also to begin to see the women before us. What did they do? What can we do differently to shape the leadership, for example, or the political participations for young women, political representations for young women. Yeah, so it was really a success. They will speak for themselves how that impacted them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now, before we dived in, I would like to give the platform either to Iroma or Fatuma, that's Eastern or Raja County. You have been attending a workshop. Please share with us some of your experiences during the workshop, and what have you learned really? Go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you so much, presenter. My name is Iroma Hakim from Eastern Equatorial State, Torrid. I may say it was a very good experience. It was so empowering and so encouraging, and it was very wonderful. And this Banat CSR training was really of a very great impact. And we just actually early on mentioned, we learned a lot of things during this great training. We talked about discovery of oneself as a young woman. How would you lead more differently, or how would you lead more authentically? You need to discover yourself. You need to know yourself. Who are you? What are your capabilities? What are you able to do differently in this society? So we see that this Banat Fisiasa training was really of a great impact. We also looked at a very great aspect of intersectionality. Just like she said, very overlapping identities all together as women, and that is a very big challenge for us as women in politics, as Banat Fisiasa. It is really very hard. For instance, just like she made mention that as a woman, you're having kids, or a single mother, you're having meetings to go for, you cannot leave your children alone in the house, and then that makes you, that makes you a little bit inconsistent, because if you leave and then you don't maybe attend this meeting, you're going to miss up a lot of things. So we see how this all overlaps and how it affects, but still it doesn't stop us women, young women, to participate and speak up for ourselves and for others as well. The training Banat Fisiasa also gave us this aspect of women supporting women, because when we see this whole training, it's led by young girls, young women who are also very experienced and very very open-minded, and it also brought together with us more experienced mothers who are in the political field that were really there. It was so interactive. We are able to know the challenges that they've been going through all this when they're in their political affiliations, and then this has made us to a little bit see their challenges and all compare, and then see how best we can do with all this. Yeah, I think it was of a very great impact. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me cross over to that Safatuma all the way from Raja County. I would like to invite you on board. What are some of the challenges women in politics we are facing in that Raja? And from this particular workshop, what are some of the things you have learned and you are in position of doing it altogether differently? Welcome.
Thank you for the chance. By name Fatuma Hassan Mario. I came from Western Bahr al Khazali state, but my county is Raja County.
نعم.
Yeah.
وكمان بوديك فرصة لتقدر ونس بعربي عشان في جزء من ناس القاعد بيتابع برنامج كمان في واو وين مالها الكل. مرحبا.
اوكي. التحديات اللي قاعد تواجهنا بنات صغار ولا نساوين بالذات في راجة هناك. يعني هم بخطوا انه البيت بالذات في دين الاسلام خايتهم بخطوا انه السياسة ده ما بتبنات، زي بكون في مشاوير بالليل، ما من المفروض بيت يطلع يمشي زي ميتنج اللي بيعملوه بالليل ساعة.
نعم قدم.
ميتنج اللي بيعملوه بالليل ساعة 12 ساعة 1 وبعملوا ده قصدا عشان شنو يكفلوا بنات ولا نساوين برا. برضو lack of funds كمان و insecurity. مثلا احنا في واو بكون في ميتنج ساعة 1 بالليل في بحر الشرقي، عشان انا بيت ولا راجل ما مثلا بقوم مشى الميتنج، انا بكون قاعد جمعيال. ده فكرة بتام كده، ما بقدر بطلع من بيت ساعة 1 ده نمشي لبحر الشرقي وبكون ما عندي قروش بودة، وانا بخاف للسكيورتي حقي، لانه لو حصل لي اي امبوش في الشارع هناك بقولوا ده مرة ده بفتش شنو بالليل. ما بخطوا انه هو ماشي يحضر ميتنج بتاع سياسة ولا كده، بخطوا انه هو جاي من محل بتاع اجرام تاني. ما بخطوا كده. ده تحديات اللي قاعد تواجهنا بالذات في واو وبالذات في راجي. يعني حسي التمثيل بتاعنا بسيط في ولاية، حسي في مكتب بتاعنا يوزليك بصفة عامة انا بيت واحد بس من راجا كاونتي، يعني قاعد يوجانوا في بنات كتار هناك. تمشي في نهر جور بتلقى بنات واو كاونتي في بنات، لكن من راجا كاونتي انا براي يعني اي شيء فطومة فطومة فطومة. هم بيزعلوا بقول لي بس تبي الا بدي اهو بمشي. لو قالوا فرصة كلهم بيزيحوا بيت، انا ما بقدر انا ما بقدر. لما يقولوا انا نقوم نمشي هم بيزعلوا. ده برضو بقولوا كمان الأدو بتاع مرة هو مرة زيه. يعني ما في ترابط وكلام أحزاب بالذات في واو صعب شديد. يعني زول من اسبلم ما بيحب يكون عنده صهبان من ايو. لو شافوك معه بقولوا خلاص انه خلاص زول ده باعوه في ايو. نفس الشيء لو في بيت في ايو كمان اما الفرين مع بيت في اسبلم بخطوا شيء. حسي انا عندي صاحبتي ويلما ده هو في يوز ليك بتاع اسبلم ايو.
نعم.
وانا في يوز ليك بتاع اسبلم اي جي. يعني we are friends. لكن لو شافونا معه قاعد يجيب مشكلة. يعني في حاجات مفروض يخطوا قبال مع موضوع بتاع اسبلم وايو دي يجي في حاجة بربطنا انه كلنا جنوبين. وتاني شيء توصيتي بيمشي لنا بنات الصغار ناس ما يفتشوا كراسي من بيوت. لازم تشوف لك حزب. بدون حزب انت ما بلقى حق بتاعك في بيت. هناك ما ممكن بيجوا يشيلوك من بيت يودوك في كرسي. يعني هم فعلا عندهم طموحات دايرين كراسي. لكن انت ببدا موضوع حزب ده كيف؟ ابهات برضو في بيت قاعدين بيبنوا فرص زي. يعني انت بشوف بيتك لو مشى في دار الحزب هناك برجال وكده بيمشوا بخرجوا راسه. لكن حزب ما كده. انت يا هو بتقدر تتسيطر على نفسك في داخل حزب هناك. ما بكون في هدف. انت ماشي هناك عشان تعمل شنو؟ زي انا جاي من راجا كاونتي انا عندي اهداف. مثلا انا في يوز ليك اند تريننج. لو بكره بعد بكره جاني كرسي كويس انا بعرف بشوف ما بنسى زي الشوارع بتاع راجا كعب مستشفيات كويس ما في. يعني حتى شبكات في تواصل يعني بينه وبين ناس مقاطع بتاعي ما على قدر كده. دي حاجات برضو دير نحاول نشتغل فيه لو.
نعم. وفي وركشوب بتاع ليلة بالضبط تعلمت شنو عشان كيف يقللوا مشاكلات الكل تاخينا؟
والله الوركشوب يزيدوا. يعني let them provide more trainings عشان حسي زي. يعني احنا جينا من واو 4 ده ما كفاية. في بايامس في بوما ما هنكفوا محلات ده كله. والشيء اللي انا اتعلمته الليلة عن نفسي ومن الوركشوبات اللي انا هدرته في واو حق مامرة ساكت شكرا لهم بجد. اول شيء هم خلونا انه نذكروا mothers of our mothers.
All right. Shukran jazilan. Let me cross over to that, Martha, a gender equality advocate and a young politician from Malakal. Good to have you now. What can the government or political party leaders do to ensure that a meaningful inclusion and participation of women in politics? Marhaba.
Okay, مساء الخير. شكرا. زي ما سمعتوا أنا اسمي مرسى نيوا. أنا جاي من ولاية على النيل ملكال. فحاجة لا أنا دايرو إنه حكومة بتاعنا يعملوا. طبعا إحنا كيانج ليدرز فبارتيسيبيشن بتاعنا اللي بوليتيك. فحاجة إحنا دايرين عشان يعملوا إنه حكومة بتاعنا يسمح لنا فرص. طبعا في دومينيشن قاعدين يعملوا. هم لما يكون عندنا وزراء أو ديجيز بيجيب بالطريقة بتاع الرجال. فإحنا دايرين كنسوان أو كيانج أومن لازم يكون عندنا صوت. إحنا نرفع أصوات بتاعنا. وإحنا كمان بنقدر نعمل دومينيشن إحنا كنسوان برانا لأنفسنا. فالدومينيشن ما يجي من الرجال. فأنا داير إنه حكومة يطلع يده هو عشان إحنا نقدر نشعر بحرية إنه إحنا أحرار كنسوان أو أدونا فرصة بتاعت اسمه ده فرصة بتاعت السياسة.
Over to you, Aparo. Let's talk about the issue of that affirmative action. What can the government and political party leaders do to ensure a meaningful inclusion of that women in politics and at the same time the realization of that the 35% affirmative action? Welcome.
Thank you. I wish more opportunities given to the ladies. But yeah, the affirmative action and also maybe to the government and political leaders, they need to intentionally, gender stream women representation. There are insights that we could share as a perspective from the young women. They shared insights where, women leaders are being removed from their positions and replaced by a male person. So it's still also to mention that we do not have enough women representatives in the government offices or in the political spaces. What makes it worse now that also the few women that we have exist are being removed and replaced by a man. We do not track, we cannot, as institutions, as young women, we cannot track the consistency. So the government of South Sudan and also the political leaders need to really intentionalize women inclusion, especially young women, because at some point you'll find that we the young women are in dilemma. When we get to these positions or offices, we want to vie for them, we get into this dilemma of, you know, you are young, this position need to be for an elderly person. And maybe when you go there also, because the perception, for example, in South Sudan, when they say youth, what comes to mind, youth are male, okay? So a young woman is also a youth. So you'll see that there is really underrepresentation, and the government need to really intentionally include women representation.
All right. Over to you, that's Iromo. And now with this training on board, what kind of impact will it also have on you and of course on your peers that are back in the state? Welcome.
Thank you so much, presenter. This training of Banat Fisias is really a very great training, and the great impact is that just like we made mention earlier on, that I am the deputy chairperson of Eastern Equatorial State Youth Union, and I also have other areas of, you know, work. It will give me this, I'll be a mentor to the young girls. So that's what this training has given me. And then my self-esteem obviously has gone a bit high, because the fact that I am a woman, that is a thing that will not stop me from participating in politics, participating in the affiliations of my country, participating in the things as a woman or any other man would do. And also it has really helped us to network, because this great workshop brought people from different areas. Like people from Eastern Equatorial States wouldn't meet people from Wow, people from Malakal, if it's not because of this training. So it has brought us together, and that helps us to network among ourselves. If there is anything in Torid, I can consult somebody from Wow can call someone from Malakal. So that this is how great it is. It has given us this you know, platform to share different ideas across the country.
Thank you very much. Over to that Fatuma. Tamtakid the rest of the command bag their side uzol zainti wa command bag banat la fi raja wala fi western barkhazal qaqul kif marhab. tamtakid تدريب هل تأخذ من جوبا يعني باقدر سايد وباقي بنات الفادو الورا كيف؟
شكرا للفرصة مرة تانية. هو لما يكون بممارسة، طبعا زي حسي أنا هدرت التدريب ما نشيله نمشي نقعد بيه في البيت، نبدأ بيه مع أخواتي في البيت، وأخواتي طبعا قارين في مدارس برضو بمشي ببدأ بيه في مدارس وفي الجمعيات. أنا في جمعية برضو بنتكلم في الجمعيات هناك، وناس الجمعية طبعا إنت لو داير كبر ينتشر أكتر شي بينتشر بسبب بتاع لما بتاع young women وكده المعلومات ده بينتشر بيمشي. وأنا ما همشي أقعد برضو بمعلومة ده كله في راسي، لازم لحدوت يوصل لناس بتاع راجع وكده. أنا بشارك بهم المعلومة اللي أنا لقيته هنا، وبتمنى من ما مرة ساكت يكون عندهم برانش في واو عشان يسهل حاجات زي ده، يكون عندهم برانش ويستاف هناك على الأقل كله في شهر ممكن يدربوا زي 20 نفر، و20 نفر ده بعد سنة العالم ده كله ولا جنوب السودان كله أي مرة بعرف حق بتاعه وين، وما بيشيلوه بشكله بيشيلوه بكلام الكويس. فسو ما مرة ساكت ده طلب حقي يكون عندكم برانش في واو برضو عشان يساعد في حاجات زي ده.
نعم، قبلنا ودي فرصة مستمعين في 09 وايد ولا 2 2 9 8 6 9 8 6 راهي مرثا bezad lo fi Facebook page hagana ding ngwi padiak bugol fi daya shan kef hukuma izidu adad bita nisa fi saisa deka fi barlaman wala fi walaya bedabta bugol shinu fi talikha gude marhaba دي حاجة لغات بمعنى ويتا بقول شنو بدب قال نسادر يزيدوا عدد بتومن في برلمان ولا بنات في سياسة عدد تومن يكون كتير في برلمان ولا يكون في ولاية تبقول شنو
اوكي شكرا لفرصة نمرة 2 فالتعليق بتاعي للكلام بتاع الصحافي ده انه ده كلامه ده حقيقة انت لو شفت المنبر بتاع النسوان في برلمان او في سياسة انت بتلقاهم النسوان الكبار فده مايند سيت حقنا زمان انه المرأة صغير ما ممكن يدير السياسة ده حاجة في عادات وتقاليد بتاعنا فده بيجبر انه بنات في السياسة ما بيقدر بخشوا هو إذا قاعد يتعلق إنه إحنا النسوان لازم عددنا يزيد فأنا كمان بقول إنه في إلكشن الجاي بتاع 25 أنا متمنى إنه النسوان صغار ما كبار فالنسوان الصغار يكون عنده مشاركة في الإلكشن الجاي ده فإحنا دايرين شغالين كتير إنه لازم عدد بتاعة النسوان الصغار يشاركوا في political parties انت ما بتقدر تشارك ساكت الا كان انت في بارتي فانت لو قاعد في بيتك ما بتقدر تشارك فاحنا هناك في ولاية على النيل عندنا وومن يونيون وومن يونيون بجميع الالوان بتاعنا اللي هو بتاع political parties فاحنا كمان دايرين انه النسوان هم يرشحوا انفسهم في اي منصب لانه انا بشوف انه اللي بعمله راجل مرة ممكن يعمله واحسن بكتير فده التعليق بتاعي للصحافي ده انه عدد النسوان لازم يزداد وما يكون ناس الكبار يكون young women.
All right. It's high time now for you to grab that cell phone and dial our studio line 0911022986 if at all you have a question or comment to my potential guest in the studio. First caller, iRadio. iRadio.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
You're speaking to Mandela from Jamaica.
Good to have you, Mandela.
Thank you so much for this topic, and also I want to welcome all the guests in the studio. And I want to just say I have comments and also questions as well.
Go ahead.
The comment is that we all know in South Sudan that over 73% of the population are entirely youth, and we know that the youth generally have not been meaningfully participating in the politics, whether being men or women, and the elders have grabbed all the opportunities. You can even see that even if you go to the institutions, you go to the ministries, you always find elderly people who are sitting in those seats because there's no retirement package given to them. As such, the youth are being engaged, fighting the country, drug use and whatever. They've been doing that. So I think I want to thank FES for this initiative. I wish that this initiative should have been taken by our government, because when you talk about women, we have women, elderly women in politics. These women should be the one to be doing the mentorship program for these other these other young women, so that they can take over once they retire. Because they always tell us that we, the youth, are the leaders of tomorrow. But I don't believe in tomorrow. We believe in today. As the youth of this country, we want to be the youth of the leaders of today, not the leaders of tomorrow. So that kind of mentality should change. And my question goes to the organizers of this program. When you talk about inclusion or inclusivity, in this training that you held, were there women with disabilities, young girls with disabilities present during the training? But also, if they are present, were they meaningfully participating, or just they were just brought there for the sake of representation? Because otherwise, if women with disabilities are not also being included, then that becomes a bigger question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mandela, for asking that good question. Over to you, Aparo.
Thank you so much, Mandela, for that amazing question. Yes, the answer is yes. When we talk about inclusivity as Mamara Circuit Village, we look at any kind of women, all kind of women. So we had women with disability from all the states. From Torid, we have representative of women with disabilities. From WOW, we had, and then also from Malakal, we also had women. Because when we talk about inclusivity, the different categories of these women have different experiences, and some of them need special needs. So how we structure our programs and also the training consider women of all kind. And we also look at women in the informal sector, because sometimes we do not look at politics in the length of people who are educated. A rational human being is capable. The fact that maybe somebody cannot speak English doesn't mean they cannot meaningfully participate. So we had all kinds of women in our organization. We are very inclusive in this activity.
Alternatively, Mandela is asking, what are some of the sessions during the training, and how did these people with the special need participated?
Thank you so much. So there is one of the sessions within the trainings that is called Walking in Another Woman's Shoe. It's an empathy walk. So in an empathy walk, we had cuts with identities, women who are blind, women who are single mothers, women who are deaf, women who are on wheelchairs. And then we distributed the cards to individuals, and we ask them not to show their neighbors. Then we also have a follow-up questions for them to reason in that identity as their own identity. Like, we literally ask everybody to forget their identity. Like, put your shoe into a lame person's shoe. Put your shoe into a single mother's shoe. Then they begin to reason with these different identities, to begin to see the feeling of how you can speak another person's voice to include. And in that session, a lot of women with disabilities have also seen how they are being recognized. Some of them speak from their life realities, where they felt like there will be no time that they can be recognized. As we talk now, it's just the studio cannot take all of us. We have a mother, a breastfeeding mother, and she's also a woman with disability that we brought her among us. They came from Malakal. She's from Malakal. She's called Susan. So Susan is a young woman with disability, physical disability, and also a mother. So we are also trying to, be inclusive, to make women see themselves beyond who they are or who the society think they are. Because sometimes people see disability as a way of sidelining women from participation. Yeah. So they give, their feelings to this, and you can see that they meaningfully engage.
All right, thank you. Wanjang, via our Facebook page, that our women and girls put themselves down. That's why they are not really participating in politics. What do you have to say in regards to that particular text message?
Thank you so much. In regards to the text message, it's not that women and girls put themselves down. It's because of how society treats women and girls that makes them have this stigma and have this stereotype. When something is often told about you, you are like this, ita shunita mara sakit, geni titita derwonu sushunu. So with time, you come and perceive it that is part of you. You sit down, then you cannot participate because some things are said about you. If you wake up and say something, you are going to be discouraged, and they look at you in different ways. I think that is what our society is so, it's not so friendly to women. That's why women or young girls are put down. They cannot participate in politics, but it's not because they want it. Yes.
Okay. Still your chance on 0911-022-986-986. You can call us right here or visit our Facebook page and drop in your question or comment. iRadio. You are Joseph. Marhab, Joseph.
Ana be rahibu parbetan aljafi kriya state wala mumbol to kalaman muhim shidid
now
akala na file no mara muhim dan mara ogat kana bahurat abi kan wadi to akela bitala tamam also kara wadi mo so kun bitala sai so anna kana na pa ko bitana ini sa south ini kana na mara John Masik Barnaman de Mara, so John Kan Minister the Interior de Manmara, under the presidency, in the Najis, Joseph Laguina, so Takara Raman, Nesu Barnaman as Rebecca Inag Monsinak, Ofina Kawin, Mahalat Akoma. So another Sadun, what did I say? Nita Konili, sabin sister forma. So malota kuni sabi kompulan ngalota komnen di siasa eta kontiti di tunder akuma bamul sula sandun do tene ngalota kon jena sabin da yinu eta kontiti consideration.
شكرا. نعم نودي فرصة لمارتا في برلمان دي مارا نائب رئيس مارا ومعلو بذابتم لسه بقول كمان في ظلم. مرحبا.
اوكي سؤال بتاعه كويس. فاحنا انا بقول لك انه احنا ما بنقولوا احنا ظالمين ليه، لانه النسبه بتاعت المرأة في جنوب السودان انتوا عارفينه كويس انه ده نسبه ضعيف. احنا ما بنشعر بالظلم ليه، لانه عندنا ناس في برلمان ده ناس بتاع نيانيوان، ده ناس بتاع هنا، ده ناس كبار. فاحنا ما بدو فرص ليوم ومن، ده الهدف بتاعنا. الهدف بتاعنا انه يوم ومن ما بدون فرص، بنعمل لهم نكلة. هم ما بيحبون بيشوفوا انه المرة الصغيرة ده لما يخش في السياسة هيطلع مرة ما نافع. ده في عادات وتقاليد بتاعنا، بيقولوا المرة ده مرفوضة، هم قاعد يسمع كلام بتاع الراجل بتوعه. ده تحديات اللي بخلوا النسوان الصغار هم ما بيقدر يعملوا participation في political party. فإحنا بنعملوا كومبلين لأنه إحنا دايرين يدونا فرص. إحنا ما مقتنعين. أمهاتنا الكبار نعم بالفعل هم في parliament، لكن إحنا دايرين إنه يكون في وزيرة مرة صغيرة، يكون في DG مرة صغير. فهسا أرقام زي ديل ما عندنا، بتلقى عمره 40 ل 50 ل 60 فوق. ده النسوان ديل يهو بيقولوا قال قادرين للسياسة. فإحنا كان يوم من دارين نثبتوا إنه وجودنا في السياسة إحنا كمان زي أمهات اللي هناك ده وأكثر كمان.
Now, before I proceed, I saw a Roma really smiling a bit, but you first also add on to what Martha just said. Why still complain, yet there are positions, top positions given to women in this country?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. To Joseph, yes, there are women in those positions. They are elderly and older women. Now here we are talking about young women, young banat. And when we talk about women in South Sudan, we see that at least majority of South Sudanese population are women. Though they also say they are youths. So in this case, we are saying young women. On the other hand, we are also advocating for the rights of youths. You know, now we are not given this opportunity, and yet we are the majority. So what are you people discussing up there if we are the majority and not given the opportunity? Yes, the opportunity.
Thank you. I radio.
Hello, I radio.
Now.
Tekun Smaboyo Mugara Tanzara.
Marhab.
Shukran. Madrama itaino program al mara deja mode barano tene. Lalu ma faje fi dunia legal des mara sake. Mindu mara zol ma biish fi dunia de. Mindu ragil mara kaman ma biish. Because grad 9 anna mara ragil anna kul fi level wide. Nano fi hajat ani al bad mara ragil maruf mara gisaid fogo. Bad mara al mara maruf ragil kaman gisaid fogo. Because mara de oze nur fada bet ama oze zuhur fada bet yani mara o yaw kan fi kalmat bad mara ita bil gora gilta bizej ya der jama yaw mara ta kidiya bizej ala filan kalam de mazir o bon sita basma kalam lakin na sal gon su gal mara sake ma faje na su de gal mara sake anna kulu dom tan na wai maf dom ta mara maf dom ta ragi lanu fina sanil gon su gal mara de o mendo roho if ya tu vas fi bible ka de gal mara mendo roho ana maruf lena. So dajal be sidan der wons le sistal fi studio ما فاجئ نقال مرة ساكت ناس كله في ليفل واحد. شكرا.
شكرا جزيلا. طب يزيد بالضبط شنو في كلمة الأسئلة له في ممكن دعم ولا تعليق كده قدم.
اوكي شكرا لمرة ثانية. يعني زي كلامه هو كلام جميل انه ما في زول ذكر انه راجل دايما يا هو بدول كتير ومرة بدول بسيط. وحتى هم قاعدين ينسوا انه في انيانيوان ولا تودا ما نساوين ذات يا هو كان بطبخوا يسيبا ما ظهر في تاريخ ولا شغالين بهم حاجات زي ده مفروض يظهروا. ما هم بيمشوا بشكل برجو مرة يا هو بطبخ لهم. وشكرا.
شكرا. Yes, over to you.
Thank you so much, presenter. I just wanted to add on what my sister Fatuma talked about. she said women also participated in this great movement of South Sudan, of New Sudan. Yeah, and that really talks in history about the Katiba Banats that participated in this movement of getting independence. And when we do not often hear about this. Nobody talks about it. But we see that this was a movement that at least women cooked. Women went with men to the bush. They supported men. And this movement was there, Katiba Banat, and it is very important. But we see that history itself, we neglect it because we feel like women are nothing. So that's why I just needed to add on that great movement. Thank you.
Aparo Abraham March from Australia wrote to us that he is advising the women to refrain from politics, more especially in South Sudan. Why? Because politics is a dirty game. What's your take?
Thank you, but it's absolutely wrong. Politics is not a dirty game. Politics is a mother of any country. I do not know his understanding of politics, but politics is part of life, according to me, as a facilitator and also as a team lead and also as a young woman. I see politics as a way of life. There's politics all over. In the family, there are politics. In the schools, there are politics. In religion, there are politics. So politics is how you shape system and begin wanting to function in a very structured, authentic manner. So there is a lot of stereotype about politics. I do not dispute that fact because we know the current situation of South Sudan now, and people tend to shy away from politics. But if you are not there, you cannot change it. For you to have a solution, you need to be part. To have a solution, you need to be part of that solution. Because now, if we say, okay, South Sudan, we are running away from political participation, who is going to fix the problem? Like, we are living in South Sudan, and if we don't get into politics to begin to fix this problem, this is our home. It's like, in another way of saying, when you say run away from politics, do not participate, it's like when your house is burning, run and leave the house, let your children die. So South Sudan is not the land, it's not only, the demarcation, it's the people. So when we participate in politics as young women, we are really taking care of our lives. We are taking care of our generations, the children that we will have. We are trying to fix the problems that we are living into. So I would say we are not stopping to participate in politics because we want to clean our house. We want to have a safe land. It's not a pleasure to live in a foreign land. This is our place. So if we leave politics and run away, the country is mess. Where do we belong? This country is a sense of belonging. So we love this country. We are acting into politics. We are getting into politics because we are patriot. We love. Anybody that loves this country will never make such statement. Sorry for the oversight, but I just feel like running is not the solution. They said you can run, but you will never hide. Your conscience will continuously disturb you because you know where you belong. I can go to the USA, it's not my homeland. Yeah?
Yes, Kumbo Santo via our Facebook page is saying at the moment Mamara Circuit brought women from Western Barakazal, Eastern and Malakal. How about women in some other parts of the state? What kind of mechanism in place to make sure that they're also included in this particular program?
Thank you so much for that question. This project and also the work that Mamara Circuit Village is doing with partners and support is not really a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? So it has to do with a lot of planning, a lot of resources. We need to fly these women in Juba. But of course, our target is to reach every heart of a woman in the different part of South Sudan. But now the problem is we have limited resources. So for this, it is the first phase of the implementation, inshallah, with more funding and our hard work and also well-wishers who would want to support us. Our aim is to reach all the parts of South Sudan. So I don't know where he is from, but soon we might get to his place.
Yeah, thank you. I radio.
Good evening, Madrama.
Good evening, Diang Deng.
Thank you. My greeting to the young leaders in the studio, young women.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, they are doing a good job. Advocating for your right is not bad. And even if it is there, you need more. So what I see, they need more, not because it is not there. As some of our brothers have already put that, we have seen most of the positions, big position in government are held by women, but they deny that those women are elders, but they need young women. They want to also to tell them, South Sudan is a good country where at this current level, where the politics is very poor, understanding is very poor, society, civilization, and the social understanding about women is still young, is not understandable, but we women are well and socially recognized in this country.
Thank you.
And I'm telling them that recently President appointed most of the young women to be ambassadors. And I think most ambassadors who are now diplomats in the country are young women. And I've seen also in petroleum sector, young women are there actively participating, nail part, the DFOG and all this I have seen. I have seen also in office of the president, young women well involved, they are mostly participating. So this is a good move that we are seeing. Young women are actually being recognized. And when it comes to also education, it's South Sudanese now, no one is leaving the girl behind. Girls have been well recognized, and even people understand, educated girls, what they do to their parents. So my one question to them is that, my sister before say that people, there is perception that when a young woman join politics, people fear of ignoring the family. I'm telling them, my sister, this is there. Most of the young women today who are in politics are single mothers. Either you deny it or not, you do research. Most of the young women in politics now currently are single mothers. Do you know why? They divorced his husband. And this is not a good culture. So what do you think, what encouragement do you do to make sure that it doesn't mean when you become a powerful in politics, you recommend your family. And it's not good to have a child without a father. This is not our culture as South Sudanese, as a people in our ancient time.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you do to advocate for this, to make sure that young women join politics, but never divorce their husband? Even if husband feels, because there is one thing you do, politics is already a civilization. You know how to deal and bring it together. Because when joining politics, you are leading the people. Why not the lead starting from the household? Thank you.
Thank you. Let me give chance for them, of course, to get back to you as well. Aparo, get on board.
Thank you so much for that question. I would still want to bring to the listener attention that no woman becomes a single mother without a man. Often there is a lot of stigma around us who are single mothers. I do not come a single mother out of nowhere, or I become a single mother because I am being impregnated with another lady. So we'll find that there's a lot of stereotype where single mothers are being judged, but those that gets us pregnant are not being looked for. They participate, they are not being challenged. Nobody asks, where did you leave your wife and your kid? That you will find that it's a lot on us women. So another question that people really constantly before they judge women is to ask, where are they? You like to ask the men themselves, where is your wife and the kids? Because sometimes, you know, it's not judgmental to begin to say when they get into politics, they leave their women and stuff. One of my colleagues just said, like women, they cut the negative cultural norms about us. Now I have, for example, I have political aspirations. I want to actively participate. Political meetings happens in the night. I am a mother. My husband will not understand at some point. Like, it's not allowed for me to get out. So sometimes we choose our visions and dream compared to the marriage, because I do not want to be in a marriage that I am limited. I cannot serve my country. I cannot, work on my dreams just because I am married and I'm expected to be confined in the room. So some of these women who might have walked out of their marriages, it's not because they want to divorce their women, but a lot of judgment, abuses that come with it. So you feel no peace. You choose between your visions and the marriage. A good man will always support their wife's vision. If I am going for a political meeting, take care of the baby, I'm coming back in the house. But there are women who get beaten just because, you went to attend a political meeting of your own choice and wanting to participate. Then a woman in her normal senses, I'd rather leave the marriage. Maybe I find another man who understands a woman's vision.
All right. Yana fi afkar min junubin gale iyan amara fi sesa في يعني بقدر سيبوا بيت وما داروا راجل بيت أبدأ بقول شنو بعربي بارو ونسو وكمان مرحب وسط زمن وايد دقيقة يلا بعدك أنا بيجي 12 في آخر مناقشة بتنا مرحبا.
Okay, thank you for the chance. مرات السبب بيكون إنه إنت already بتلقى مرة في حزب ولما نيجي يحمل ويكون في إيال إنت بيجي تحمشه ما يمشي يحضر اجتماعات وتمنعه من مكتب وكده وده حاجة إنت لقيته أصلا already هو في باتي لكن إنت بتجي تمنعه من كل الحاجات دي عشان كده divorce is better than to die.
يلا still بيلقى بيت كمان مهم وباتي برضو مهم نساء يعملوا شنو عشان كيف يمسكوا بيت بيمين وباتي كمان بشمال
إلا الرجال يفهموا إنه حاجة ده داير شراكة ما مرة براو بيت ده بيتك وبرضو بيتي يعني بيطالب إنه أي شيء يكون فيه شراكة زي مثلا الميتنج ده الليلة تقدمني بكرة في حقك أنا بقدمك لازم يكون في شراكة.
رسالتك شنو لمستمعين في زمن بتاع طبعا جينا خلاص في نهاية بتاع برنامج.
رسالة حقيقية أول شيء بمشي لأبهات وأمهات السياسة ولا حزب ده ما حاجة كعب انت يا هو بتقدر تسيطر على جناك بمعلومة اللي انت بتديه في راسه عن السياسة وبعد ذاك سياسة ما مكان مثلا ما زي الهم بخطوا في راسهم انه هناك زول لو مشى في حزب بلقى رجال لا ده فهم خلط لازم تشجع بنتك ولا ولدك يمشي يشوف حزب الهو دايره يدخل فيه يعني الدعم لازم يجي من أسرة لو شافوا إنه أسرة واقفين مع جنام المجتمع ما بخشوا لكن لو شافوا إنه أسرة معارضين والله الجنة ده بيقى ما بيسمع كلام بمشي اجتماعات بالليل وشنو كده الجيران بسمع الليلة بكرة بيجي بقول أنا ما لقيت بيتك ده في حزب دار الحزب قا بعمل كده لكن لما دام يجي انت بتقول أنا بعرف هو لما ماشي دار الحزب قال لي هو ماشي.
شكرا. مرتا الرسالة بتاعك.
اوكي الرسالة بتاعي لرجالنا اللي قاعدين معهم في البيوت انه اسمحوا فرص لنسوان بتاعكم زي ما بقول المثل العربي بيقول انه فهم الكلمة نصف الإجابة فانت اذا فهمت مرة بتاعك ومرة بتاعك فهمك فما في داعي تجي تقول تسمع كلام الناس قال من يشتغل بالناس لم يكون له مشاعر آخر فانت لو اشتغلت بمشاعر الناس بيقولوا مرة بتاعك كده مرة بتاعك كده معناته انت كده خربت بيتك وده السبب اللي بيجيب طلاق انه المرة يطلق فانا بقول انه نحن لازم ندو للنسوان بتاعنا فرص وكمان نحن النسوان كمان ندو للرجال بتاعنا فرص ويكون في حرية تعبير يعني أنا كان داير أخش في أي حزب يكون مسموح ما هيكون أداوة أنا وراجلي في بيت فأنا بشوف إحنا كنسوان الصغار لازم نقعد كويس لأنه السياسة بدون راجل ما ممكن والسياسة بدون مرة برضو ما ممكن.
شكرا جزيلا. Over to you, Iroma, in 30 seconds because of time.
Thank you so much, presenter. Thank you to all listeners. My last message is that I know this is the South. This is not the South Sudan our heroes envisioned, but I want to encourage all of us to be hopeful. Let us encourage one another. Let us be there for one another. And to the young women out there, please don't sit on your dreams. Get inspired, wake up and speak for yourself, and then participate in all these nation, activities. They are all very helpful and beneficial to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Finally, to you, Aparo, welcome.
Thank you so much. So my message to everyone is to see the importance of every human being regardless of their gender. This country needs us, all of us, whether you are a man or a woman. Thank you.
Thank you. With all these great conversation, I would like to say that we have come to the end of it, and I'm quite confident that indeed you will also agree with me that the Mara Circuit. And what's your takeaway point? Keep it for yourself. Otherwise, I've been your host, Madrama James.
شكرا لكم مستمعين الكرام.